you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. All right, so to start, this is our fifth and final session officially. So we're going to meet for 20 minutes unless we need a little bit more time.
Okay.
And then before we begin, I just want to mention confidentiality to you. And that is that everything that we say here is confidential unless I fear that you're hurting yourself, someone else, or that someone is hurting you. All right, so our topic has been, what?
Mainly about colleges.
Mm-hmm. So that has been our goal, with better communication with your parents about it and working through the process of choosing. So how do you feel like our progress has been since we began?
Really well, because I've gotten everything I've wanted to figure out done.
Yeah, you've set a lot of good goals and you've been achieving them along the way. All right, so here's some paper for you for any notes you would like to take. I'll have my notes over here as well. So let's begin with your homework. Can you tell me what your assignments were?
Well, one was to do my note cards, get my family to tell me something that describes me.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you have that. That's good.
And the other was to figure out more about SATs.
Yes. And then I said I would do the same, so I brought some resources for you and some things we'll talk about with that. I think that there was also a conversation to be had with your parents. Do you remember what the topic of that was?
Not exactly. I mean, I talked to them. I just forgot the main topic I was supposed to after.
Okay, so I think what we talked about was you had chosen a favorite. One in particular was Elmira, and you were going to research that more specifically and talk to your parents.
Yeah.
So did you talk anything about that?
Well, I went to the college fair,
Okay.
over the few weeks ago, and I talked to the person from Elmira,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of figured out that I don't know if that's actually where I want to be anymore.
Okay.
So I kind of changed my topic of Elmira to Alvernia.
Okay.
So that's what I talked about instead.
Well, I'd like to say that I think that was a very good thing that you did there with going to the college fair. It was good that you took some initiative and tried something else to get some more information about the schools. What about Elmira made you rethink your decision?
Well, the person that came to talk to us wasn't very, involved and, really wasn't getting, personal with you. They kind of just were, straightforward about it, and, they weren't, telling me anything, the things I've seen online, they weren't, going really big into, the criminal justice. And
Okay.
They kind of just, boring and, didn't talk about it that much.
Okay, so was it maybe the person that you spoke to that maybe kind of changed your mind, or it just didn't seem in person what you thought it would online?
It just didn't really seem like I thought it was. It wasn't as,
Okay.
outstanding.
So you mentioned Alvernia. That's kind of moving into your new favorite. Why?
Well, because I like the guy that talked to us a lot.
Mhm.
He was, got personal with us, and he was, he told me that they have, one of the professors is, was in the FBI and stuff, and, did everything I wanted to do, and that's how he got where he was, in the FBI.
Okay.
And his wife is also, was, the first, FBI agent or something, in some kind of class.
Okay.
So, he made me really interested in, that. And they said that that's a major thing for them.
Okay, that sounds really good. So definitely the teacher being so involved in working in the profession, that's huge. That really helps in your courses. So you're going to look more into Alvernia. Did you talk to your parents at all about Alvernia? Or?
Yeah, well, my mom was with me at the fair, so she really liked this person that talked to us, because he was wanted to talk to you and wasn't just saying little things. He was telling you a lot. So she said she liked it, and it's not that far away. So
Okay, that's great. So you said you went with your mom. So that was good.
yeah, I brought my mom and dad.
Both of them.
Yeah, they both.
That's really cool. Were they really happy to be part of that?
My dad took me a few colleges he wanted me to look at and stuff, and he said he likes PA, so he's comfortable with me going there.
Wow, that sounds like great progress. I'm really glad that you included them. That probably made them really happy too, you think?
Yeah, they were really happy.
Yeah, and how did you feel?
Oh, good. Because
Yeah.
I was happy that they were happy that I included them. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's important.
that was probably huge for them that they felt included. That probably made them a lot more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had that great success. I'm really pleased with that. So, about the SATs, what did you learn about those? Did you get any dates or
I
any
got,
information?
didn't get specific dates, but me and my mom are in the process of signing up for,
Okay.
I think, April, and then another one over the summer,
Okay.
and then taking one next year.
Okay.
So I have three.
So, I got some information on the SAT and some different things you can do to prepare. I just want to let you know your options, and I can give you some information that I found on them. There are a lot of SAT classes. So one resource I found was Delaware SAT Prep, and that just listed, it has classroom classes that you can take, like actually in person, ones that you can download and then do on your own, like online, and then like one-on-one tutors, if that would be something you're interested in. And there's schedules in different locations throughout the state that you can look into for those, if that would be something you're interested in.
Thank you.
And then there's tons of other resources, like there may be some at your school specifically, or online tests that you can take and prep books that you could find. So you're looking into dates. What else did you want to talk about in regards to the SATs?
Just like preparing for it mostly.
Okay, so I also brought some information on the SAT and like test day and stuff like that. So a checklist so that you're prepared and kind of know what to expect. So it says that there's 10 sections, and it kind of gives you like a brief description of them all. So like the time frame, so you know what to look at there. Your SATs, your math, and reading and writing. So it's a 3-hour, 45-minute test time. Okay, and then there's also some information about, test day and your requirements, so policies and what you'll need, what you can bring. I also wanted to mention while we're talking about the SAT, that if you have any allowances for extra time, that would be something that you could look into. So if you had special requirements or anything, it would be good to be prepared to submit that paperwork so you could get any allowances that you deserve.
Okay.
And then this is a breakdown of the questions, math being multiple choice and some, student responses. It goes through the writing and then the full test. This website was the SAT College Board, and it has practice questions for each of these if you were interested in going through those on there and taking a look at those. Then I have a SAT checklist. So when you register, you'll get an admission ticket, and you'll want to bring that. And then what you can bring is the 2 pencils and an eraser, and then a photo ID.
Okay.
Calculators are an option. So there's 3 that you can bring there. Graphing calculator, which I think you have for school, right? Okay. So you have that. And then lots of things not to bring. You don't want to bring your cell phone or any other electronic other than your calculator. So you couldn't use the calculator if it was a feature on your phone, iPad, computer, anything like that. Alright, so we don't have any stressors there, so we just want to be prepared and not have to discard anything on test day. So then there's some tips on SAT scores and how to improve on topics like vocab and stuff like that. So you could take a look at those and some suggestions for critical reading and math as well. So I think there's 10 tips here, and they're all really good ones. You don't leave anything blank. That's a big one. It's talked about with the SATs. And then your scrap paper and all that stuff. So you can look through those. Okay. Yep, and then this is also a USA News article about the test, and I think it has 9 tips on there for you. Just some of the same things we've gone over, but you could take a look at those. Alright, do you have any questions for me specifically on the SAT? Do you think, or do you know what kind of prep you're interested in? What would be most helpful for you? Would it be like a class, or a tutor, or maybe like a prep book?
Well, my mom wants me to get a prep book, but I think a tutor would be the best because
Yeah.
I need one-on-one
Mhm.
help a lot.
Okay, that's a good idea. So that'd be something you could talk to him about. You could probably use both. Use your test and on your own time, and then when you meet with that tutor, address ones that you had some problems with. So I think those are good ideas there. Let me see. I have some other resources for you regarding college. So this one is specifically geared to high school juniors, and some questions you should ask yourself.
Okay.
So what makes you happy? So we've talked about that throughout our sessions. What was making you happy? What you were interested in was the criminal justice, and you've kind of built from there. What kind of people do you want to live with and learn with? So that's something you want to look at when looking at your colleges. Like you said, you got a good vibe from one student and not so good from another. So that was a good thing that you were looking out for there. You want to be comfortable in your environment. And how willing are you to take risks? So that would be something like going far away, or maybe being a minority in the school, or traveling to a new city, which you have said that you are interested in, and that's something you want to do. Some other things we can look at are, let's see, other tips to consider for college. So there's different types of colleges. If you look at those, you can get a good feel. Looks like you've leaned towards universities, which is good if that's what you're interested in. Okay, so important things to consider when selecting a college. We've kind of looked at these. We've talked about location. You're interested in a campus life, and your academic programs. Cost was something you discussed with your parents. So what are things we need to look for? Graduation grades, which we've worked on. Still improving your grades?
Yes.
Yes. Have you gotten any grades back recently? Any improvements? Are you maintaining the grades?
I've been maintaining them. I brought them up a little higher. But
Okay. What still doing your homework? That was a big factor
yes.
in improving your grades. So you're still keeping up with that?
Yeah.
That's excellent news. So here's some other resources to take a look at specifically when doing your research. Here's some here. They allow you to search colleges based on your criteria. So you can use your big ones there. Here is a really good worksheet that I think you should consider doing, or looking at with your parents, maybe even just using it for yourself, and that's a comparison worksheet. So I know you have a list of some colleges here, and this is just different aspects of the college that you could note and then compare it. So you have like a good visual there. So looking at things like class sizes, your program of study, GPAs. So it's a pretty long list here, but that'll give you that'd be a really good tool to compare your schools. So this has it for 3. You could definitely duplicate it and do it for some more, but it has distance, which is a big one for your family. There's questions about religion, fraternities and sororities, other activities if you're interested in. Big one, deadline for applying. So I'm going to give you this packet. It's got some other great resources, college checklist, moving in, things you'll need. That'll be the fun part, doing your shopping. Something triggered my memory one here. But I can't remember what it was. Oh, deadlines. That was it. So sorry.
It's okay.
Last time we spoke, you mentioned the Trooper Youth Week
Yeah.
and your application. How's that gone?
Well, I haven't completely finished it yet because right now I'm trying to meet all the requirements, physical requirements.
Okay.
So I'm trying to train up to it so I don't apply and then when I get there I won't be able to do all the activities.
Okay, I think that's good. It's a good thing to consider and to work on. I also think your essay is going to be important, and there's definite deadline for that. Physical stuff's good too, but I hope we can